with that being said, everybody, welcome to another episode of Fat Boy Takes. On this episode, we're going to talk about all the NFL players that have not been showing up to camp because they trying to get paid. They trying to get hit with that Jerry Maguire with the show me the money, which I think is totally cool because all those guys deserve to get paid. So we'll talk about that today. I'm going to list off my top 10 duos for in the NBA since everybody's going to do it. You know, I'm going to be a follower. I'm going to be a sheep. I'm just going to follow that trend today. Just so you know, disclaimer right off the rip. Some of you are going to get triggered by my list, but you know damn well that your boy don't give a damn. If you're soft, this ain't the goddamn podcast for you. You gotta have some balls to stick around in this podcast. We don't want none of those soft motherfuckers. Oh, let me just apologize. I know some of you actually, support me, actually listen to my pod every week, and I appreciate that. I'm sorry I let you guys down last week. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna do the pod on Friday, like I usually do. I put out the pods on Friday and stuff. I try my hardest to put out a pod a week. But man, your boy went too ham on Friday. So basically, I wrote down all my notes on Friday, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. And then I ended up going out with my girl, and yeah, I got pretty fucking lit. And since your boy got pretty freaking lit, he was like, you know what? Well, before I got lit, I was like, yo, I'm going to do the pod on Saturday. It's cool. I already have the notes. I already have everything I want to talk about. So yeah, let me do the pod on Saturday. Yeah, that was a big sight. Your boy got super lit. I woke up the next day with one of the worst hangovers of my life. I went to New Orleans once with my friends for a bachelor party. Bro, I puked my lungs out the first night. And I had the worst hangover of my life that time. This hangover was the second worst hangover of my life. And let me tell you, if you ever been hungover, literally from when you wake up, you have the worst headache until you go to bed. It sucks. And then you have that feeling, I'm gonna die on Thursday. You dehydrated. Yeah, it sucked, and I'm sorry for that. Whew. Alright, boys, so let's get down to it. So here we go. First off, I'm going to talk about the player that I believe that deserves to get paid over all these players first. And I believe Ezekiel Elliott is literally the player that needs to get paid before all these other dudes. Like, Michael Thomas is holding out. There's talks about Julio Jones holding out. We already know that Melvin Gordon is holding out. He was literally the first dude to be like, yo, if you ain't gonna pay me, trade me. So basically, those are the top three dudes that are holding out, and Julio. I feel that Zeke is the dude that deserves to get paid first over all those dudes. Literally, Zeke puts the Cowboys on his back. I don't understand why Jerry Jones would prioritize playing Dak Prescott when we know damn well Ezekiel Elliott is the best player on the team. He's their go-to guy. He's the guy that's like, yo, we need a big play. Here you go. The stats are gonna speak for themselves, boys. So basically, Zeke's stats over his last 3 years. I'm gonna list off some of the stats for the players that are holding out their last 3 years. So Zeke's rookie season, my man had 1,631 yards. So literally, the man is producing at an insane number, and his yards, he had 5.1 yards per carry. Wow. And then he had 15 TDs his rookie season. And then let's go to season number 2. Well, obviously he was suspended the second season for that charge with that chick. Well, those allegations. We're not going to say those charges because they're all allegations. He was found innocent or whatever. But whatever. He still got suspended. His second season, he averaged 4.1 yards. He had 7 TDs. Not bad. And then in 2018, yes, he had 4.7 yards and only 6 TDs. He had less TDs year 3. But his attempts, for 2016 with 322. His attempts for 2017, 242. Obviously suspended, and his attempts for 2018 were 304. And then his yards for 2017 were 983, and then 2018 1,434. So obviously the man is producing. The man deserves to get paid. Jerry Jones, you need to stop fucking around and pay this dude, because if you pay Dak first, this guy's gonna dip. And I don't know why the hell you would pay Dak first when you all know damn well this is your franchise player. And another thing is, you're gonna start seeing all these big time running backs holding out, because they're the ones like that. Their whole rookie contract is dog shit. Like, let's just be honest. I'm sorry for saying dog shit, but it's the truth. It's like, it's like it's a 5-year rookie contract, and it's like, here you go. We're gonna pay you peanuts, but when you're on the field, we're gonna run your ass until the ground. It's like, we're gonna feed you the ball nonstop. And it's like if you're a running back coming into the league, it's like, obviously you're gonna go hard as shit to try to get your payday as soon as you come in the league. But it's kind of shitty for them, because it's like they're over here, they're like really, really underpaid for like the top guys. I'm talking about like the top RBs. Like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Saquon fall into the same category when year 5 is rolling around or whatever. It's like almost there, or year 4 or whatever. He's gonna be like, yo, you're gonna need to show me the money, because let's be honest, it's gonna be the same situation as Zeke is in right now, because Saquon's literally gonna carry the damn Giants. So, like, I know I'm rambling all over the place, but I just wanted to use that as an example, because it's gonna go down. I promise you, Saquon is gonna do the exact same shit, because he's going to be one of the best RBs in the league by the time his rookie contract is up, and he's going to want to get paid. So back to what I was saying, like, it just sucks, because they're really, really underpaid, especially if they're a really good running back, because it's like, they're going to run them into the ground. Look at Todd Gurley. Yes, Todd Gurley got his fat paycheck or whatever, his payday, but now his knees are messed up. He got arthritis. So it's like, damn, he got paid. Good for him. But it sucks for the Rams. But it's just like, I don't know. It's a business, though. We all gotta understand that. Like, a lot of you people, a lot of us fans of sports teams, that's something we all really, really, really need to take into consideration. Like, it is a business. Like, the players, obviously they're trying to get paid, and these owners are like, nah, man, I'm not trying to give you all this money. Fuck you, bro. You're gonna make my ass all this money? But when it comes time to pay up, I ain't trying to pay your ass. Get out of here with that shit. And you guys know this is true. It happens. Like, come on. Why is there even a question right now if you should pay Zeke? You know damn well you need to pay the man. It's just give the man his fucking money. Yeah, with that, yep. Like I said, Jerry Jones, pay the man. Now on to Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon, 2016 stats, boys. Attempts 254. 997 yards, averages 3.9 per yards per carry, 10 TDs. Great year. His rookie season was in 2015. His numbers weren't that good. I don't think he played much. But 2017 was his best season. 1,105 yards, 284 attempts, 3.9 yards. Well, he averages around the same yards. 8 TDs. 2018. Less carries. He was injured a couple of games. So 175 attempts, 885 yards. This year, 5.1 yards per carry. 10 TDs. So obviously, that man deserves to get paid too. And the thing with Melvin Gordon, which it sucks that his 5th year or whatever landed this year, because I don't know a lot. I feel like the Chargers are gonna contend for a Super Bowl this year. They literally got the defense. They're gonna have a top defense this year. Gordon, they're gonna have a top running back if they pay Gordon. I know they got Eckler, but it's hard to tell if Eckler's ready to take the step, to be on that Melvin Gordon level. We're gonna see, because if they don't pay Gordon, It's Eckler's time to shine, and I don't know if Eckler's going to be able to, is going to answer the call or not. Hopefully for Chargers fans, he answers the call and he does his thing. But then that leaves Phillip Rivers. It's all going to be on Phillip Rivers if this guy Gordon don't come back, and Keenan Allen. I do not know if Phillip Rivers has that gene to clutch up. Because we all know Phillip Rivers has always choked. I hate to say it. No disrespect to the man. We got to say the truth. That man has never won the big game. And I hate to say it. Like me and my buddies say, Phillip Rivers is going to Phillip Rivers. So Phillip Rivers going to Phillip Rivers. Let's get down to the man, Michael Thomas. Didn't show up to camp. And it's been reported that he's probably going to hold out as well. His first 3 years, 2016, 92 receptions, 1,137 yards. He averages 12 yards per catch, 9 TDs. Obviously, good number of TDs for a receiver. The dude's played greatest 2016 season, 2017 season, 104 receptions, 1,245 yards, average 12 yards per catch, 5 TDs. 2018, which was his best year, monster stats, 125 receptions, 1,405 yards, average 11.2 yards per catch, 9 TDs. So he had a really good season that year. This is probably his best season. And now, he's like, yo, man, show me the money. He is a big piece of that offense. We know, even though the offense is kind of run heavy now with Kamara. And that's another player that I'm pretty sure is going to do the same thing. He's going to hold out when it's time for him to get paid. He's not going to try to risk injury like these other RBs that are kind of like, yo, pay me. So Michael Thomas, he is a big piece of that offense. Obviously, we know, even though that offense is a run-first offense, supposedly, according to the coach. So, yeah, pay that man. And now let's talk about Julio motherfucking Jones. 2016 stats, 83 receptions, 1,409 yards. Average 17 yards per catch. Holy shit. And then that man had 6 TDs. 2017, 88 receptions, 1,444 yards, 16.4 average yards per catch. 3 TDs. 2018, 113 receptions, 1,677 yards, 14.8 yards per catch. 8 TDs. Jesus Christ. This man, Julio Jones, big time playmaker. Obviously, average per catch. Whew. Híjole, boys. The man is producing. We know. Pay the man. Stop fucking around. Because we all know somebody will pay him. Even if he goes to a garbage team, you know they'll pay him. So pay the man. I feel like all those dudes that I said need to get paid. It's no question. Especially with the teams they're on. Like, I understand the NFL is a hard cap. They can't go over the number. But, if I'm these teams, these are players that make your team way, way better. They just don't make your team better. They make your team way better. It's like, we all know we got those garbage squads in the NFL. The Bills, the Dolphins, the Raiders as of late, the Niners, we got those garbage ass teams, we know they suck, They're those guys. If one of these dudes were to go on that team, they instantly change the team. They make them a okay team. So basically, you pay these dudes. Yeah, so you owners better stop fucking around. You better pay these 4 dudes, because these 4 dudes are going to help you contend. Obviously, all these 4 dudes I named, they're on teams that are going to either possibly contend or at least they're going to be in the playoffs. And these 4 dudes are going to play a huge role for their teams in the playoffs when they make it, if they make it to the playoffs. Obviously, we know these 4 dudes are going to show up and do their thing in the playoffs. So, owners, pay these motherfuckers and stop playing around. All right. Enough about those millionaires trying to get paid. Just kidding, boys. All right, let's get down to it. Let's talk about the top 10 duos in the NBA. I'm going to be honest. This list, some of you are going to try to argue with me, and I'm literally just going to tell you. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to try to argue with me with 2 players on this list. A lot of you are going to be like, you have these 2 players way too high. But all I'm going to have to do, you can see for yourself. It's clear as day. Also, when you watch them play, you can go watch film on these 2 dudes and then the 2 other dudes. And you can see, and you'll see why I chose these 2 dudes. I'm not going to tell you who, but I promise you, when I name off this duo, all of you are literally going to be like, bruh, what? But that's fine. You're going to see why I put them there. And I'm going to break it down for you why I put them there. All right? Here we go. Number 1. My number 1 duo, obviously, they have yet to play a game together. But I got Kawhi and Paul George. I'm going to name off how many games they played in, because that's also very important, the games they played in. Kawhi only played in 60 games. PG-13 played in 77. So PG-13 had one of his healthiest seasons last year. We all know PG-13 is kind of injury prone, but he played almost the whole year last year. He only missed 5 games. He injured his shoulder or whatever kind of by the playoffs. Kawhi played 60 games. We all know Kawhi had that crazy load management, which obviously paid off for him. He got the MVP of the season. He took his team to the championship, won a championship. All right, so here we go. I have this duo number 1. Let's just check out some of the stats. Kawhi averages 26 points. Paul George averages 28. Their field goal percentages are great. 49.6, 43%. Rebounds, 7.3 for Kawhi, 8.2 for George. So, yeah, just off that alone, they're up there. And now let's get into the playoff stats. Kawhi Leonard, monster playoff stats. 30 points per game, just destroying. Rebounds per game, 9.1, 9 rebounds per game. Just monster stats. And then PG-13, 28 points per game, rebounds per game, 8. The only concern I have there is that everybody's like, oh, Paul George is a choke artist in the playoffs. Paul George this, Paul George that. Well, Paul George has been to the Eastern Conference Finals. He just never made it to the chip. Maybe this is the year. And obviously, we all know Kawhi is a good locker room guy. Everybody was raving about Kawhi in Toronto, saying that he was a great locker room guy. They would always gas his teammates. So, maybe this is the dude that helps them get to the finals and possibly win a championship. And also, I have this duo number 1 because this duo, to me, out of all the duos, is the best two-way duo. This duo right here, literally, come on. Kawhi is a top 10 defender. Might not even be top 10. Might even be top 5. PG-13, top 5 defender. Obviously, was in the running. Well, both of these dudes were in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. Let me correct my dumbass self. Both of these dudes were in the Defensive Player of the Year running. So, it's going to be hard as shit to score on these 2 dudes. These dudes lock your shit up. So, good luck trying to score on these 2 dudes. They're both monsters. So I got this duel. That duel is mine. That duel is my number one. I know some of you might not agree. Some of you are gonna be like, "No, this number two duel is better." To me, a lot of people have this duel on their list as the number one, which is the LeBron and AD duel. Which, again, those who have not played a single game together, for all we know, they might make Anthony Davis a spot up jump shooter. He is playing with LeBron. We all know what happens when you play with LeBron and you're a big man. You better learn how to shoot them threes, boys. And then so basically here we go. Let's get down. LeBron played 55 games last year. He had that groin injury, so he missed a lot of games last year. AD played 56 games. AD played one more game than LeBron. That's a concern right there. Big concern. But I still have him as number two. Maybe the Lakers figure it out. You know, they give these dudes load management so they can, you know, rest up and be ready to go. LeBron points 27, AD 25 points. 50. They both shot 51% from the field. 8.5 rebounds for LeBron. 8 assists for LeBron average. AD 12 rebounds. 4 assists. The reason I don't have this duo number one, 2 reasons. Obviously, the games played, they miss LeBron, this is his first season, so that's fine. I can't really say this about LeBron, but about AD misses a lot of games. I would have said the same thing about Paul George, but Paul George, like, he finally had a healthy season. He played the whole season. So hopefully for Paul George, he keeps up the consistency of not getting injured. But AD only played in 56 games. The kid's 25 or 24 or something like that. My man, and he's always injured. My man always misses like 10 or 12 games a year. So that's a concern. And another thing, LeBron doesn't play defense anymore at all. We all know this. Before you start talking shit to me and saying I'm a hater, just the receipts are online, dude. Go look it up. LeBron was one of the worst defenders last year during the regular season. Well, obviously I can't say the playoffs because they didn't make the playoffs. I would read off playoff stats for these dudes for last year, but both of them didn't make the playoffs. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But yeah, that's the duo I have number 2. And number 3, I have the Splash Brothers, Steph and Clay. Those guys played most of the season. Steph played 69 games. I think Clay played like 67. No, 67 or something like that. Obviously, these dudes shoot the lights out of the gym. Points-wise, 27.3 from Curry. Clay, 21 points. Rebounds, 5. Obviously, we know what these dudes can do. We already seen them in action. You know, we've seen them, finals, 5 straight years. So we know these dudes are legit. The only problem that's going to be is that Clay, it's just, we're going to have to wait to see how Clay looks. That's the only concern I have with this team. And obviously Steph is like not a great defender, but they find a way to get them wins regardless. Just the 2 dudes are cold. They just get their dubs. They do what they do. Number 4, boys. Number 4. I have Jokic and Murray. A lot of you are probably like, what the fuck? How do you have Jokic and Murray at number 4? Those dudes are way too high. Here we go, boys. I hope you're ready, because this one's gonna shock a lot of you. I'm 100% sure, especially you, Steven. Just Jokic played 80 games last year. For a dude that has the body of a dentist, my man played 80 games. So all of you gotta stop saying that man is out of shape. Obviously, the dude is doing something right if he was able to play 80 games. He only missed 2 games. Murray played in 75 games. My man only missed 7 games. So there you go. These guys literally stay healthy. Points for Jokic, 20. He averages 20 points. His field goal percentage is 51. Rebounds 10 per game. Assists 7.2. For a big man, that is insane. Also, Jokic shoots the three ball around 40%. That is amazing for a big man. So obviously, we know Jokic can spread the floor, and also that's another thing that this duo has. That's another thing that Curry and Klay have as well. That their synergy is disgusting. Their two-man game is great. They're awesome. Like Jokic and Murray, great two-man game. Just go watch the thing is with a lot of people, they sleep on Jokic and Murray because who really watches Denver Nuggets games, Not a lot of people are like Nuggets fans. Like I watch these dudes because I love watching ball. So, I like watching ballers. So I be watching these dudes. They're great players. So let's get down to Murray stats. 18.2 points per game. Rebounds 4.2. 5 assists. This is the interesting stats right here. Joker, 25 points per game in the playoffs. Assists, 8.4 assists in the playoffs. Rebounds, 13. My man averages almost a triple-double in the playoffs. And mind you, yes, he gets triple-doubles, but unlike Russ, this man comes out with the W. And he is very, very, very consistent in the playoffs. If I'm not mistaken, he only had one bad game that whole playoff run. And I think it was the game 1 against the Spurs. That was his only bad game. After that game 1, my man was a monster. Literally did not have one bad game in the playoffs after that game 1. Same with Murray. Murray played lights out in the playoffs. And Murray also shoots 90% from the free throw line. So, my man, you're going to foul him, that shit is automatic. So, the only concern I have for them, Jokic is still kind of slow, He's kind of big dude. But, other than that, my man stays healthy. Same thing with Murray. I feel like Murray's like on the verge of being an all-star. Or, well, at least putting up all-star numbers. I think that he was going to have a even bigger year next year than he did this year. So I have that duo at number 4. And mind you guys, I do not have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant on this list. For the simple fact, I'm not going to waste my time reading their fucking stats and talking about them when this fucking duo is not going to play at all next year. So we're not going to do that. I'm not going to waste my fucking time with this Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant bullshit. Because they're not going to play next year. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. My 5th duo that I have Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. This one was kind of like the hardest one for me. Because between 5 and 6, I didn't know who to pick to put in the 5 and 6. But I went with Dame and CJ for the simple fact that Dame and CJ are healthy players. Dame played 80 games last year. CJ played 70 games. Obviously, points-wise, 26 for Dame, 21 for CJ, 7 assists for Dame, 5 assists for CJ. Obviously, great numbers for both of them. The only issue I see with this team is CJ just literally last year, my man showed that he was legit in the great playoff run. Was playing like a monster, playing good defense too. The only concern I have is Dame. Dame to me is very, very, very hit or miss in the playoffs. You never know what Dame you're gonna get. Sometimes you get the killer, sometimes you get the passive dude. And it's just, I don't know. It's I feel that in order for this team to be very, very successful, they need to have the killer Dame. Dame put up great stats, in the playoffs. 26.9 points. But the thing with me is, it's like he did have those 1 or 2 games that it was like 13 points, 15 points, or he was shooting like shit, and then it's just like out of nowhere he started blowing up. Like he's had those kind of questionable games that he just doesn't show up. Like I don't know what it is, but CJ showed up every single game last year, played great. So that's my number 5 duo. At number 6, I have Joel, Embiid, and Simmons. I know this duo right here is on a lot of people's top 5s. That's not in my top 5. Embiid played 64 games. Embiid misses a shitload of games. Simmons stays healthy. But let's get down to it. Points-wise, Embiid averages 27 points. He averages 13 rebounds. He shoots 30% from the 3, which is okay. And then the thing with Embiid, though, you get the Embiid. I feel like Embiid's just really out of shape. Like every time that fourth quarter comes around, my man is gassed. You see this dude hunched over, head down, like dying. And then that's one issue I have with this duo. Embiid is definitely not in shape, and there's a history. Everybody knows. Obviously, the Clippers dude that is going to play for them had reported that he would go buy Joel Embiid fast food. And then a couple of years ago, there was actually reports, like articles, saying that this dude eats like trash. Like when his foot was messed up, he would, the Sixers training staff would literally fill up his fridge with like fruit, with like watermelon, grape, with some bomb ass fruit. And this dude was like, nah, I don't want none of that crap. I want some chicken tenders and hot dogs. Yeehaw, brother. So he'd be eating these chicken tenders and hot dogs, just eating like absolute poop. So, the problem with this dude, I feel like the work ethic of Joel is not there because he's not in shape. And we know that. If you watch them play in the playoffs, and also Joel plays heavy minutes. So the man be gassed. And you can see it. And then, obviously, then Simmons, and also let's talk about Ben. Ben averages 17 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. His biggest knock, he will not shoot the 3 ball. 0% from 3. We already know in the playoffs, they're going to expose your weakness. They're going to make you shoot. You got to shoot. He has to shoot the ball. He has to learn how to shoot the ball from mid-range and 3. Because literally, they take away the lane from this man. He looks like a lost puppy out there. Let's read some of the playoff stats. Joel Embiid, 20 points, 10 rebounds. I don't want to hear this Joel Embiid is the best center in the NBA bullshit anymore. Because it's fucking blasphemy. Fucking Joker literally fucking dumpsters this man. So I don't want to hear this Joel Embiid, the best center in the league, when it's fucking Joe Keek. The proof is in the pudding. I'm going to just throw this out there. You can listen to, the pod. Read off the fucking playoff stats. Also, this motherfucker Embiid literally didn't play a game because he couldn't fucking handle the Taco Bell party pack. My man had the fucking runs. And then, obviously, Ben Simmons, playoffs. His stats actually take they take a dip. His scoring takes a dip. Everything. So, points, 14, assists, 6, rebounds, 7. Still no 3 ball. So, fuck. What do? My man don't shoot the 3 ball. Team screwed. You don't shoot the 3 ball until he learns how to get an outside shot, 3-point shot. He's fucked. And this duo's fucked until he can do more. And now let's get down to it. My 7th duo is Westbrook and Harden. Yes, all of you are going to be like, oh my God, the disrespect to Westbrook and Harden. I just feel that this duo is going to be... I might even have him ranked too high. Because, to be honest, I don't feel like this duo is gonna be good. These dudes don't really play off the ball that great. They need the ball constantly. I talked about it last pod or a couple pods ago. Both of those dudes need the ball. Uh, Westbrook is a terrible 3-point shooter. He'll shoot you out of a game. Just I don't know. I have a feeling that the overall synergy of that group is going to be shit. So I put them at 7. And my 8th duo is Greek Freak Middleton. Same thing with Greek Freak until the Greek Freak gets a constant jumper and constant mid-range game. It's just gonna hinder them. And Middleton, I don't know. Middleton to me, good defender, just catch and shoots, and that's pretty much it. It's like all he offers. He's an okay playmaker. And to be honest, that's fucking it for this top 10 duo shit. I don't even want to fucking waste my time reading 9 and 10. There's no fucking point. Alright, boys. Alright, my dudes. So with that being said, that concludes this episode of Fat Boy Takes. To whoever follows the pod, I appreciate you. For whoever spends the time out of their day to listen to my stuff, I appreciate you, because I know you can definitely be doing something better with these 30 minutes of your life than listen to some fat dude talk sports. So I really appreciate you all that support and follow me. Also, don't forget to follow my Twitter at FatBoyTakes. I'm actually going to finally start using that Twitter and posting when I put the pods up using that Twitter. So yeah, follow that Twitter. I'll probably make an IG soon. What else? Yeah, an IG. I'm going to try to get the pod up on Apple soon. Even if I have to pay for the logo, I'm just going to do it. So I'm going to try to get the pod up on Apple. I'm going to try to I'm going to get the pod on YouTube. I'm going to make sure I stop being lazy and I upload the pods on YouTube. So I'm going to get on that. So yeah, with that being said, everybody stay safe out there. I'm from Cali. It's really hot out here. Everybody stay hydrated. Have a great weekend. Don't get too fucked up like I did last week and got that massive hangover. Take care, y'all. Peace.